We go live to FBN's Hillary Vaughn. She is there on Capitol Hill with the very latest on this. Hi, Hillary.
Hi, Aisha. Well, House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan giving the FBI's Christopher Wray and Attorney General Merrick Garland 1 month from today to turn over these documents that they're looking for, communications between these agencies and big tech. Jordan saying so far the Justice Department and FBI together have only given them one single document in response to the committee's request for information, and that document, a publicly available transcript. That's not what Jordan is looking for. They want to know what went down behind the scenes. Jordan saying in his request to both agencies this: the First Amendment prohibits government officials from imposing viewpoint-based censorship restrictions. It's necessary for Congress to gauge the extent to which DOJ officials have coerced, pressured, worked with, and relied upon social media and other tech companies to censor speech. The Department of Justice denying that they did anything of the sort, saying this in a statement: the department, including the FBI, does not censor content on social media platforms. Private companies have the sole authority to make decisions to protect their platforms and users. The FBI also saying, yes, they do flag information to social media companies, but what they do with it is up to them, saying this: when the FBI identifies information that a hostile foreign actor is behind a social media account, we share that information with the company. Social media companies independently decide what, if any, action to take on their own platforms for their own customers. Now, a source familiar with the back and forth between the FBI, DOJ, and the committee says that the FBI and DOJ for months have been dragging their feet, citing ongoing litigation, security concerns as to why they're not being more responsive to the request for information. But from the committee's perspective, Republicans on the committee say that's not going to cut it. Aisha?
Okay, Hillary Vaughn live on Capitol Hill. Thank you, Hillary.
Hi, for more on all of this, let's bring in California Congressman Darrell Issa. He's a member of the House Judiciary Committee. So, Congressman, do you expect that you will get these documents? And if you do, what do you expect to learn from them?
Well, John, we do expect to get the documents, but quite frankly, we expect to get them after a court battle. It's very clear that they want to run out the clock. That when you are forced to send a subpoena and you get a publicly available document, it really does say we're not going to give you anything without a court fight. So just as we held Eric Holder in contempt a decade ago, it is very, very likely that Chairman Jordan's going to have to take the next step, bring contempt, go to court, begin that long, sometimes long process if he's going to get the kind of discovery. But it's worth doing because it is clear that the Department of Justice, the CIA, the State Department, and other actors, including Secretary Blinken and others, they have systematically wanted to stifle free speech. They probably wanted to stifle it since you were known as J.D. Roberts and Rush Limbaugh was still a Sacramento DJ, but they've now seen a way to systematically do it, and they're doing it with a vengeance.
You know, Congressman, I see no need to bring my age into all of this. Here's
just your experience, maturity, and wisdom, John.
I'm thinking of that line from Ronald Reagan right now, but I don't know how I could turn it around back on you. Here's what Chairman Jordan said in regard to the subpoenas to in letters that he sent to Merrick Garland and Chris Wray. He said, quote, "The Committee on the Judiciary is conducting oversight of how and the extent to which the executive branch has coerced and colluded with companies and other intermediaries to censor speech." There's a wide belief that the Biden administration has been colluding with these social media companies to restrict content. What do you think has been going on?
Well, a good example, John, is that when they talked about they can alert as to foreign actors, well, in some cases, there were seated members of Congress that they were alerting to. So it's very clear that they're using the national defense, foreign actor interference, if you will, Russian collusion, and they're trying to use it again as a defense here. There is a legitimacy when they have a real ongoing case and they know it's a foreign actor. But the interesting thing about that is most of the time when they have that kind of information, they do just the opposite. They keep it secret. It's part of their investigation to try to, if you will, expand a case. Most of the examples they've given are very clearly a bias against free speech that usually involves Americans with things the administration doesn't want to hear, whether it's on COVID or other areas. they've been doing it. And of course, saying that they're not doing it, that social media companies are doing it. Once you have the conversation with the power of the Department of Justice with a social media company, you can't say you're not influencing them. You clearly are.
So here's what the agencies are saying in response. First of all, from the DOJ, the department, including the FBI, does not censor content on social media platforms. Private companies have the sole authority to make decisions to protect their platforms and users. From the FBI does not censor content on social media. We are a law enforcement and intelligence agency responsible for working with companies in a lawful way to protect our communities from child predators and terrorists, as well as hostile foreign countries like China, Russia, and Iran, who are looking to exploit social media platforms to commit crimes or threaten national security. But what do you say to that?
I say that if they have real evidence of hostile terrorist organizations, child predator, of course, alerting makes sense. But if they have no evidence and they're simply taking their bias and sending it over, they've got to be held accountable. And that's what we believe has happened. We have examples. And this is where Jim Jordan is saying, show us the information and we'll judge, because the results have been that they have stifled actual free speech of people they disagree with. It began during the Trump administration. It came out of the swamp clandestinely, but it has really kicked into high gear in the last 2+ years under Joe Biden.
Congressman Darrell Issa, good to catch up with you. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.